welcome back to Shango and Grizz after a small hiatus. We had a little writer's strike here. Grizz was the writer.
Yeah, I got to get paid. You know what I'm
I
talking
know,
about, Shango.
So we decided to put our differences aside and make these final shows in the season so we can, bring you
Yeah,
Cowboys information.
just like Tony Romo and T.O., man.
Just like Tony wrote, get the job done, and that's what we're gonna do. And
All
then,
right.
we'll go back on strike. But I don't know what to say about this game, Grizz, man. I think I'm gonna just like pass most of the stuff over to the expert on you because this is playoff time, man. How do you think we need to attack these Giants this time?
Well, we got to come back out with that intensity. I'm hoping that because it's the playoffs, everybody knows it's time to go now, that we come back with that intensity that we had earlier in the year when we were winning so big and so easily. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I think the motivation kind of slipped over this last month. There were some things to play for off and on, but it wasn't the same. So, playoff time, players have to understand you got to up the game. T.O. seems
Right.
ready to up his game. So, I think
Get
they're
your
going to come
popcorn
out
ready.
pretty strong.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. Because at this time of the season, it's about who wants it more, and I always go back in my mind to that game between the Gibbs Redskins with the Hogs and the Cowboys in NFC Championship game, and the Redskins ran 50 gut like 6 times in a row on the Cowboys because they said they were better than us. And that's what we need to do. We need to run whatever we need to run, but in our minds, we need to say we are better than you and take this game from because I think we are.
Yeah, I think they are too. I mean, not being too overconfident or
Right.
cocky, but they know that they beat them twice. They know they can get it done. They're at home. They're as healthy as they've been all year except for To. It sounds
Right.
like our secondary's finally healthy. So everything sets up for them. They won the home field advantage. Just go out there and execute, man. Just go out
Right.
there. And I would like to see them run Marion Barber a lot in this game. I don't
Yeah.
know if we've been saving him up for the playoffs or not, but the time is now. Let's ride Marion Barber as far as he'll take us in this game.
Right. And I know you watched the replays also on the NFL Network last night. And during that first game, at the beginning, we saw Julius Jones running hard up the middle, getting first downs, man. Do you think he can do it again?
I don't know. I mean, at the beginning of the year, I remember writing about how he was running a lot harder and tougher. But it seems like as the year went on, his play kind of regressed.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure exactly why that is, but I do know that Marion Barber is the stud in our backfield. So let's
Yeah.
use him in the run game and let's get him in the passing game too, because I watched the Tampa Bay Buccaneers running backs get open against the Giants linebackers. I mean, they could
Right.
not keep up with them. I'm surprised Tampa Bay didn't go to that more. So I would like to see them use both Marion and Julius out of the backfield as receivers too.
Right. So what do you think about T.O.? How should we use him?
Well, you got to get him out there, and you just got to see what he can do. I mean, both sides are going to be watching him over the first series or two. Not just
Mm-hmm.
us to see does he have the explosion, can he cut, can he make the in routes, the out routes. What's going to be bothering him, and what patterns can he run the best. And on the other side, the Giants, they're probably going to have to take a look, play it kind of safe at the beginning just to see what kind of level he's playing at, and then decide whether they think they can cover him one on one if he's limping or hobbled or injured, and go over to Jason Witten. But if To sticks a couple of good pass patterns on him and gets a couple of catches, they're just going to have to respect him like they do any other game, and that means double teams. And Jason Witten and Patrick Creighton benefit from that.
Right. Right. I was kind of thinking, if he's not 100%, to try to go to him early in the game, and then if just to let the Giants know that we're going to him, and then try to just use him as a decoy as much as possible, and not really go back unless we need him because I'm really worried about if we win this game and lose To for the rest of them, that's gonna hurt us worse than anything.
Yeah, I mean that's the scary part. You got To out there, and you got to have him out there. I mean it's playoff time. You can't take any game for granted, and we have to take the Giants seriously. But the whole time we're watching that game, I guarantee you we're going to be worried about one hit on that ankle and what that
Yeah.
could mean down the road if we do win the game. But you got
Right.
to get him out there. You got to utilize him to whatever extent you have to. And if it comes down to a case where he has to carry us in the game, then we're just going to have to go to him
We're just
because
gonna have to
there's no
ride our
tomorrow
horse.
if you lose. It's one and
Yep.
done.
Yep. Gonna have to ride our horse. So, what do you think about this hot Hall of Fame quarterback, Eli Manning? How do we stop him? I know it's going to be hard, but what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, he's gone from, let's kick him to the curb to, oh, he's now his brother. It's
Yeah.
amazing the
Yep.
transformation. No, I'll
In
give him
two
credit
weeks.
though. He has played a couple of good games. And going on the road in the playoffs and beating a team, like the Bucks, who have a good defense, at least statistically they did. They didn't
Mm-hmm.
play all that great against the Giants, but he played well. He took what the defense gave him, didn't make mistakes, got the ball in
Mm-hmm.
the end zone a couple of times. I mean, that's a solid game from a guy on the road in the playoffs. But,
Yep.
the Cowboys still got to believe that they're going to make Eli Manning beat him. They're not going to let the Giants run the ball all over them with Brandon Jacobs and Ahmad Bradshaw. They are going to force Eli to win this game. And, whether the Cowboys can get some pressure on him is the big deal
Mm-hmm.
because we know how Eli gets when he starts getting a lot of pressure in his face.
Right, because that really the game with Tampa Bay really could have been a different game if the Tampa Bay Bucks could generate any kind of offense. I don't think we're going to have as much trouble generating offense on the Giant defense, however tough it's going to be. But I just I think the we need to get in Eli's face. We need to get. It's time for those exotic blitzes from Wade. We need to come from all different directions and get him confused. Because once we get Eli confused, I've seen it a million times. He starts serving the ball up to us. He starts losing it, and he did that after he played lights out football with that in that New England game. He was playing amazing, and then all of a sudden, he started bobbling snaps, and he threw that crucial interception. Toward the end of the game, and that's what you need to do to Eli. You need to get him. You need to get that mind all jumbled up a little bit, and then once you do that, you can just sit back and wait for the ball because it's coming to you.
Yeah, I mean that's been the case on Eli through his whole career. Get pressure on him, get him rattled, move him around, and he'll start throwing off his back foot. He'll start lobbing passes up and basically ducks that people pick off. And then he gets the Eli face. I mean, we've all seen the Eli face,
Yeah,
where he just looks like a child who got scolded and is sitting in the corner. That's the face you need to see toward the end of the game with the Giants.
yeah. They're passing a video around YouTube of the SEC championship game when Eli was 4th and 10, and with like a minute to go in the game, where they was driving to score a touchdown, and Eli, backed up and he just fell down, and he had that face after that, and it's pretty funny, but I'm ready to see that face on Sunday.
I'm just ready to see Sunday, man. It seems like
I know.
forever since we played football and played meaningful football because that
Exactly.
Washington game I don't even count.
Since the Green Bay game, that game was the last time we had it was a meaningful football game where we had to go out and bust our tails. So now it's time to do it again. All right, man. We'll do another show after this game, and we'll talk about it, and then we'll get ready for the NFC Championship game because I know we'll be there.
Yeah, man, that's what I'm looking forward to. Getting this, I'm looking forward to all the playoff games because it's always fun to watch NFL playoffs. But once our game's over and we win, man, then we're talking about NFC Championship. That's where it starts
Wow.
getting crazy.
Yep. Not since the '90s. All right, man. Talk to you later.
All right, peace.